You know, Rat famously sang "Back for More," and we are back for more on a busy days here, you might want to say, on Sportswire Radio tonight. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about here. Everybody's talking about it. I Am the Champion 19, especially the ending of what happened at I Am the Champion 19. Also, there was some surprises. There was also some returns. And there was, well, let's just say a lot to dive into here. And I'm going to do it because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot to get into and maybe even some surprises, some announcements. So I normally do that long-winded intro, but because this man has been chomping at the bit since what happened 2 weeks ago at I Am the Champion 19, he is the high authority of the EWA. He is the one and only, our very dear friend, Mr. Hubie Jenkins. And Hubie, I love the merchandise, and hopefully we can purchase one of those one of these days. And thank you for being here, and congratulations, first of all, on the success of I Am the Champion 19.
Always a pleasure to see you, Tom. Always a pleasure to be on the wire.
Yes, at the wire. Yes, definitely that we are on the wire. We are walking that tightrope, as Stevie Ray Vaughan, God rest his soul, said. But let's talk about it. Obviously, highly successful show. We have a couple of things we're going to get into, and I'm sure there'll be some, well, let's just say people that we haven't seen in a minute come back on. But just talk to me about the overall success of the show and some of the names that returned.
Yeah, I Am the Champion. We had a successful. We had a couple debuts. We had a couple returns. Elliot Lee came back.
What about Elliot Lee, champion. Who spiked his drink? I want to know, Hubie. Who spiked his drink?
You know, not what I was expecting. Last time I saw him, he's frat boy, alpha bro, drinking his White Claws, and I don't know what happened. Came back as the outcast.
He was against everybody. Boy, the wrecking crew went after. I tell you what, the wrecking crew he went after, kill shot, quick strike. Johnny Velocity was dealing with just basically one hand, and then he came out at the main event and he said had a war of words with Kenny Ice Collins, and it looks like that Elliot Lee wants back what was once his last year.
You know, it was an unfortunate situation. Elliot's brother had to have brain surgery, was in the hospital. Literally a day later, his appendix burst. So he was in the hospital. So he unfortunately had to relinquish the EWA title because of, personal reasons. But he feels like, he's the man who did not lose that belt. So we'll get into that later. But yeah, so former EWA champion came back. That's always a fun thing. We had old Judo Jones make his EWA debut successfully, I might add.
I tell you, very impressive to see Judo Jones, a man that we've known for quite a while here on Sportswire Radio, and he showed he can hang in here in the EWA. And then obviously I have to bring up those Cleveland Wrecking Crew in a little while because, Mr. Robert Scott returned, and he was out there and he made quite a presence to be felt there.
Yeah, so much for that sensitivity training classes. Waste of our money.
You mentioned that, by the way, in the commentary. You did it. And how about Ashton Day was back in action against an old nemesis, you might want to say, and Brandon Steele.
Right. They haven't wrestled since trampoline days.
I was like, boy, wow. I mean, I guess they bounced from the trampoline onto the ring, but certainly Brandon Steele showed he could hang with Ashton Day, and something tells me
huge strides forward for Brandon Steele. He probably should have won that match, to be honest. But
yeah, you know what? I got to tell you, maybe Ashton Day took Brandon Steele lightly. Maybe he had forgot about the past because Brandon Steele was game. He definitely has shown that he's a future here in the EWA. There's no question that his future is very bright.
Yeah, those foot on the ropes got him, but I mean, it threw him off his game. I think he could have had him, but the stoppage and a younger guy like that, Ashton Day could a veteran deals with that kind of stuff. First time something like that happens to Steele, throws you off your game. And unfortunately, what are you going to do,
I mean, that's
a whole veteran versus, the younger guy.
Well, that we've seen a mix of that. And obviously Joe Payne, unfortunately, he met his demise and didn't quite have a brighter shade of pale, to quote Porco Harum once upon a time.
Right, and we saw the mysterious Lady V make a rare appearance on camera.
Yes. I mean,
the heebie-jeebies, I'll tell you.
Boy, I felt sorry for you almost in some ways because you were, filming it and doing commentary at the same time. Before I put the posters up here for what's ahead, I do want to put the EWA's YouTube channel up. I see a bunch of people here in the chat. I certainly see you. I will say hello to you. And if you're out there, do me a favor, hit the sub button for the EWA because, boy, I almost had the heebie-jeebies there thinking about some of those things we spoke about. But nevertheless, please support the EWA. Live it, love it. We are here with Hubie Jenkins, and I'm sure we'll be here with some others shortly. I'm going to put that poster up, and I do want to wish a happy birthday to Torrance Banks. I hope he has a very, very happy birthday out there, and hopefully it's a little warmer than where it is right now for us, although it technically has warmed up a bit lately. But, yeah. Yeah,
we had to close the bar due to coldness last time. If you notice, I wasn't even at the bar.
I know you were in a bathroom. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was so cold. You needed the bathroom, but it's almost been summer like the last 2 days.
I know.
It was 45
walking around in my shirt. It's 40 degrees. Usually I'd be.
Listen, I'm in shorts right now. I mean, people are like, "Oh, I'm like it's summertime now. I'm ready to put the pool up." And I was shoveling this afternoon, and I'm ready to get in the pool. It's been so balmy out, but obviously we do have a show. We have a show coming up, which I'm excited about, which is 2 weeks from now. I'm going to put the poster up. And while I do that here, talk to me about what we can expect because, well, let's just say we've got some bee stings ahead here in the underground.
Well, I just wanted to say, you brought up the Joe Payne and Shade match. Yes. I will be putting that online on the EWA Central after the Sportswire episode, so keep an eye out for that. That will be debuting tonight, so...
Well, I'm very excited about that, and I think we're very excited to see some of the other things that'll pop up here on the card. And as always, it's a very busy time ahead for the EWA. That's why we live it and love it. We also have a Facebook group that everybody should join. It's the EWA Central, and I have those posters, so I'm going to put it up here because unfortunately, Yahoo is really slow right now, and maybe that's because I'm still on a Yahoo email. But let's get into it, and we've got a bunch of things ahead, and set the tables for us and what we can expect here coming up on March the 1st, 2 weeks from today.
Okay, well, I could say EWA heavyweight match.
Yes.
Kenny Collins with the open challenge. There it is. The old underground bee stings. That's when you give a wasp 8, or when you give that bee HGH. But anywho, we have the open challenge.
I didn't know that, but now I just did. You give us. Yes, I see. It's at 3:00, by the way. You can watch the show here on the EWA YouTube channel, and you can also check out the EWA's Facebook page to watch the show. So I would highly recommend that you do that, and there you go. Also, happy birthday to Joe Stone. Joe Stone famously is a memorable one on Sportswire Radio's lore because he wrestled the first match we ever showed live on here. We haven't done many of them. But he and Felix Jones wrestled about 2 years ago now, maybe just about 2 years ago now. And they had the first match on Sportswire Radio's History Live, and I did some commentary on it. But nevertheless, happy birthday, Joe. And hopefully you will turn many more stones ahead. And maybe, to quote the Flintstones, you'll get some stones like those bedrock stones. And happy birthday there. But obviously excited about March 1st. And I got to think here, especially after some of the storylines that we saw, the Cleveland Wrecking Crew, you've been having a lot of problems with them. But the Cleveland Wrecking Crew showed that, listen, they're going to be here with Robert Scott back in action. I would have to think the Cleveland Wrecking Crew are going to be major, well, let's just say stings out there for the rest of the locker room that gets in their way.
Yeah, under the tutelage of Bob Scott.
Yeah,
that veteran presence that they needed.
He's back, baby. He's back. He's
back. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Well, you will be reminded about it throughout the stream, and and since I know those Wrecking Crew, obviously, Phil Killshot's been dealing, the infamous Killshot, Mr. Bang Bang. He's been dealing with them, of late. Yeah, Bang Bang. Listen, I got to do it for him because I know he's out there. There it is, Mr. Bang Bang. But he's certainly been having his problems with them now. Elliot Lee helped him, but Johnny Velocity, well, let's just say he couldn't throw too many quick strikes after the Wrecking Crew, what they did to him. But I would have to think the Wrecking Crew are going to be picking some more targets coming up.
Well, let's give Johnny Velocity credit there. He wasn't medically cleared to wrestle. These guys, I'm telling you, they're like, oh, I'm just going to come and help and watch and works it. Nope. Once they get in there, they get to the locker room, the adrenaline kicks in. I tried to stop him, but he was just dead set up, and I let him go out there, and probably was a mistake, but
yeah. I mean,
more balls and brains.
Listen, I mean, I've known Johnny a long time. Johnny is one of those guys that is a founding father of this platform. No question about it. But the man wasn't supposed to be in there. I mean, literally, he was fighting with one hand. He is Johnny Velocity. He is the ROEW Prestige champion. He's held gold here in the EWA before as the Eternal champion. But, I mean, this was just not. This was where he should not have been out there. I said to you, he should have been doing commentary, but you had him out there. Well, trying to fight.
That was the plan, and then like I said, dude. Once they get out there, they get their gear on.
Yeah,
they get a sight of that ring.
Well,
all over from there. The competitive spirits.
Well,
and
Johnny, yeah.
If it was maybe somebody else, somebody who had a little more, wouldn't have attacked the injury, would have given, more sportsmanship, maybe he would have had a chance, but...
Oh, but the Wrecking Crew aren't going to be sport.
Yeah, they went for the kill. See, if I was wrestling Johnny, I wouldn't have done that personally, but the Wrecking Crew, under the tutelage of Bob Scott, wounded animal mentality.
Man, listen, he's definitely, I am sure, out there, and I mean, I guess, with the Wrecking Crew around, and I have received word that there are some people here that want to come on and talk about March 1st and bee stings. And I mean, I certainly know that they're going to sting like bees, like Muhammad Ali. And, as far as I know right now, that there's actually somebody here that wants to come on that hasn't been on Sportswire Radio in a while. And
don't do it to me, Tom.
Well, apparently it's not even your call. It's not even my call. It's the rest of management that has instructed me to bring on this individual, and I have to do it because for those that are listening and watching in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, it's Mr. Robert Scott.
Hello, Hubie.
And guess what? He's not alone because he's not alone. He's not alone because I've seen. Wait a minute! It's Carlos Jackson.
Oh, jeez.
We haven't seen him here in months.
Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going, Hubie?
Ooh.
Wow. Guess what? I'm back.
I saw Bob. I saw Bob. Mr. Bob, I saw your back.
He is back.
And you notice what I'm wearing tonight?
Number 19.
A Coast Guard jersey.
I see it.
Okay, why did I like that?
I don't care if you like it or not.
Ooh.
Hey, I
went through your sensitivity training. Yeah, it was okay. It was money well spent.
No,
money well spent. When the Cleveland Browns were the Cleveland Browns, not what we've seen the last since they've come back into the league in 1999. And boy, Mr. Robert Scott is obviously channeling his own Bernie Kosar and the late great Marty Schottenheimer. I mean, boy, you are kind of like the late great Marty Schottenheimer when it comes to the Wrecking Crew. And boy, you guys are back, and it just seems like who knows what's going to happen here on March 1st with these things.
The crew and I know what's going to happen. We're going to start taking names and busting bones.
Busting bones?
Wait a minute. I already did that. Oh, that's right.
I already thought you were a ball buster, but now you're going to be a bone buster too?
You might as well.
Well, I'm glad I have you guys on here because I'd like to talk about the tag match.
Oh.
DJ and Carlos will be in action in the tag match against Brandon Steele and Judo Jones.
Judo Jones
back, and he's going to be a team with Brandon Steele.
Okay.
Brandon Steele, who we spoke about, who arguably had Ashton Day beat. I mean, he won the match. He actually won the match. And for whatever reason, the referee started the match, restarted it, and then Ashton Day wins the match. Really, he shouldn't have won the match because his foot were on the ropes while he covered Brandon Steele, but yet the referee didn't see it.
That's right. WMMS radio personality Jeff Lee LaRoche.
Who was the referee?
Right.
I mean, a man that has done a lot in the Ohio area, but unfortunately, he didn't see what we all saw in Ashton Day. But that's quite a match. Brandon Steele, the future. The future is here 2 weeks from now. And Judo Jones, a man that has conquered places like Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots, who has been the WVWF Mon Valley. This is a guy that's made quite a name for himself, and he did that just here at I Am the Champion 19. Apparently, I've received word. You mentioned that tag match, and even though it's great to see the Cleveland Wrecking Crew, I've received word that there's somebody else here that wants to talk about that match, and I'm going to do it right now because for those that are listening and watching here in prime time when the brightest lights the biggest age, there he is!
Hey,
it's Judo Jones!
Staboosh.
Tom Bryce, thank you for having me.
No, thank you, and congratulations on the successful debut, but we'll see if you can go 2-0 because now you're going to be facing one of your opponents, and the other man is going to be guiding them, which I am sure for more championship gold in 2026, the legendary two-time EWA World Heavyweight Champion and a man that's been in this sport for decades, Mr. Robert Scott.
Well, Mr. Robert Scott, you definitely have a name for yourself. Not a very good one, not a very liked one, but I'm pretty sure you're just out to take care of business. Am I correct?
Are you talking to me, Kung Fu Panda?
He said what?
Is that what we're talking about? Or we're not in no Steven Seagal, Chuck Norris movie. When we get in that ring, we're only out there to do one thing, and that's to wreck anybody that comes in our way. And you, my friend, you just signed your death warrant.
Oh, Judo Jones.
Just letting you know.
I hope
I've heard all this before. There's probably nothing you can say to me that I haven't already heard. But see, there's a lot of things I could do that haven't been done.
Well, you know what? I hope Judo Jones.
Brandon Steele, young guy, he's up and coming.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's going to be a good partner. I mean,
I tell you what.
Now, of course, while I sit here in Funky Town, there's another city just up the road where champions have been made. And, 4 hours up the road for me, I haven't seen many there. And, I've been told we need to do a little cleanup job. So, Brandon Steele and I plan on doing a little cleanup job. Mm-hmm. And, the Wrecking Crew, we're the salvage crew.
Well, your shucking and jiving's not going to work come 2 weeks.
Oh.
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Carlos and DJ, they know what's going to happen.
It's going to be a contest at all. And Carlos Jackson, we saw how impressive he was. And we saw what he and DJ Storm had did to the infamous kill shot. We saw the damage, and we saw what happened to Johnny Velocity. Yeah. Judo Jones, I hope you are hard to kill. I hope you'll be, let's just say, let's out for justice when it comes to what happens, because in 2 weeks from now, you and Brandon Steele are going to have your work cut out for it. And Bob Scott took his hat off. He took his hat off. That's how serious he is about these things. And if you and Brandon Steele aren't careful, well,
look into the eyes of the King Weasel. Because let me tell you, I know what to do. And they know what to do.
Oh.
You see, I spent my time in the woods outside of Funky Town. And, there's something I became very good at. And that's trapping weasels. And, yeah, weasels are cunning. Weasels are smart. And see, Judo Jones is the funkiest fighter alive. And sooner or later, I'll have your number. And, hey, Carlos, DJ Storm, you better be prepared to come get funky like a monkey, because there's no sleep till Funky Town.
I tell you what, it's getting interesting here. Let me get to some comments before I give out a couple things. And there he is. He's in the house. The man that, as we put that signal on, because it's bang, bang. Mr. Killshot himself, he's here. Oh, boy. And, and he's not impressed. And he gives an LOL to what Bob Scott and Carlos Jackson doesn't even have to say anything, ladies and gentlemen. Zilla's in the house. How you doing, Zilla? Quick strike, Johnny Velocity. Put the hat back on. I'm blinded by the glare. Boy, Johnny Velocity, uncharacteristically like towards you, Bob Scott.
I don't know why. I only broke his hand a little bit better than it already was broken. I'm giving him a matching cast. I mean, come on now. No hard feelings.
Well, you know, you and him are veterans. You and him are veterans.
One OG versus the other OG. No problems.
Well, Zilla says hello to the wrecking crew. Let's start from the bottom or the top. Thank you, Zilla, for being here. Hello to Omen Black. He is wanting to say hello to the EWA. What's up, Omen? How we doing tonight on his show? There you go. What's going on, everybody? Torrance Banks, the birthday boy tomorrow. Hello. And if Johnny needs help, you know, he'll always be Darkron to me. Well, you know, that could be. I mean, Hubie calls him Corn, so
Johnny Corn, my man.
Well, there you go. So maybe you both are onto the same page. Yes, Johnny Velocity, and Johnny laughed, and he wants to get his hands on Mr. Elliot Lee. And, you know, what do you guys all think about that, especially for you wrecking crew? Elliot Lee comes in and just like a mercenary. I mean, he said he's not a face. He's not a heel. He doesn't care about the fans. He only cares about that EWA championship, but he gave you, Carlos, and your brother DJ Storm, well, let's just say a message that he wanted nothing to do with you guys.
I'm sure we have nothing to do with him either. We could care less what he has on his mind. I know in 2026, us three boys are going to bring home gold eventually. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen.
You know what? We're on that way to Funky Town. And Johnny Velocity says, Bob Scott is a slimy.
What?
Listen, this is uncharacteristic like Johnny Velocity. Uncharacteristic.
I don't see what his issue is.
Did I get under his skin somehow?
This is rare. I've never seen Johnny Velocity like this. I mean, I get it from what happened 2 weeks ago at I Am the Champion 19, but I've never seen Johnny Velocity. He's always cool as the other side of the pillow. He's always calm and collected and, you know, even keeled, but not so much tonight. Very
sounds like he needs some sensitivity training, huh, Hubie? I'll teach him how to be a little sensitive. Might fix those hands again.
You never know.
Maybe
Could
therapy.
up. It's always a possibility. Very much a possibility. And maybe he's needed. I don't know. But you got to hit the sub button for the EWA. Hit the sub button for them. And yes, happy birthday again. Happy birthday to Joe. And happy birthday, Joe. Yes, I remember 2 years ago. Yes. And it was definitely a monumental achievement. Absolutely. And we're very honored that Joe, Felix, and Freddie Daniels were a part of that triple threat. And they didn't even have gear, and they still put out there. And there you go. Listen, you never know who could be the bat signal turns into, and he's a free agent. And you know Torrance Banks is not forgotten about Bob Scott. And hello to our friends here in the USWA and Hubie. I mean, you know, quite a presence was felt here on Tuesday's show with the USWA Universal Champion Daniel Tafu and Judo Jones. You know him very well, and you know I won't even get into that. I just won't even get into that because that is obviously a whole different conversation, and it is BS. This guy, slimy old Bob Scott. I mean, boy, did somebody spike Johnny Velocity's drink here?
Man.
Someone peed in his cereal. What's going on with him?
I don't know. And Zilla's on the Team Wrecking Crew side. And who else we got here? And what a match. And Hank Hill and the Troll Under the Bridge did that. You know, Under the Bridge was a great Chili Peppers song. And by the way, the Rare Bird Chris Phoenix, one half of the WVWF Tag Team Champions, is here. And there you go. And Johnny, good to see you. And also, he's got unfinished business with DJ Storm. Yes, they've had history before in the ring. Yes. And also, let's go out there. We saw what happened to Quick Strike Johnny Velocity's hand. He can't do many quick strikes there. And Carlos, you're not off the hook. And there's my friend Rick Del Santo, the Pro Wrestling Wire. I got to give Rick a big plug here because Rick was just out there in Milford, Connecticut. I know Omen knows those guys over there in the TF crew because they put on a heck of a show for the Milford Boys and Girls Club at the Milford Mania, the Milford Mall there. And it was a heck of a show, and I'm sure we'll talk about it another time. But Rick's got a YouTube channel, and he interviews a lot of wrestlers that some of you guys know in the Ohio area. So let me give Rick a nice little plug. And there you go. Rick is a great guy, and he apparently is so great that he shares our links once in a while. So go follow Rick, and he liked a couple of my interviews, especially one with Carmine Apiece.
That's a lot, so
we like Rick, and there you go. But you know, I guess going into March 1st, I guess you fellas are going to be busy, and maybe you'll want to see more people here in the stream. And before I do that, though, I mean, Judo Jones, you want to say anything maybe to Bob Scott and Carlos Jackson?
I've got one more thing to say. You see, when Brandon Steele and I walk in that ring, you boys better come and make sure you got your eyes on me and Brandon Steele.
Oh.
You got so much business behind you that karma's about to catch up sooner or later. But if you take your eyes off that prize, you take your eyes off Brandon for one split second, you take your eyes from me, you're going to find out one shot ends the night.
Ooh.
My eyes on you. You're the prize. You've been warned.
Well, I hope you have some backup, but Judo, hang on. I want to give you something. I want to share my screen here in a minute, so I want to do that. So don't go anywhere just yet. I have another surprise here in a minute, which I'll certainly share, but I do want to put this up here, so let me do it. So for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and I promise you, this will be one you'll definitely want to stay tuned for. So let me do that, and it should pop up here right now, and I don't know why it's not popping up. Now it's going to pop up, and yes, Harley, it's the birthday of Torrance Banks. Torrance Banks' birthday is tomorrow, and it's Joe Stone's birthday today. Joe Stone wrestled the first match in the history of the platform live, so happy birthday, Joe. I'll put the USWA link up here in a minute, but for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, Judo Jones, congratulations. You go into the Hall of Fame, my friend.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, and that is
going to look good
on the wall of the Funky Dojo.
And I'll make sure that the Funky Dojo gets that via email, and you'll give me your email when you leave the chat. And also, Omen Black, thank you. Obviously, yes, we'll certainly move on there. But obviously, I do have somebody else that wants to pop on, and apparently is very enraged right now after some of the things that happened. And boy, Bob Scott's smiling. It's not who you think it is. Well, maybe it is, because he's quick striked his way onto the stream. That is Johnny Villa. Oh, there they are. He showed the proof after what you guys did to him. That's why he's mad.
You see what they did to me?
I did. I watched.
I was just trying to help out a friend. Be there, support him. And Mr. Bob Scott, not only did you do this to my hand, you left the match right after you did that. Was that a hit?
You got it.
So you want to make it personal?
I've told you long before, man, we're the two OGs. Eventually, we're going to be head to head.
So this is the highest level of disrespect that you could give.
No, I got more, but that's a beginning.
I'm coming for you. You don't know when. You don't know where. But I'm coming for you.
I welcome your challenge. Just realize I don't travel alone. I always have backup.
I got friends everywhere. See, the thing about me, I got a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of enemies, but I do got a lot of friends.
Okay.
You also have a lot of enemies.
That's fine.
And very little friends. I think I'll win this war.
Ooh.
Win or lose, I'm taking a piece of you. One way or the other.
Before. Don't bother me. I keep going. Cancer couldn't keep me down. Broken ribs couldn't keep me down. Tore up shoulder couldn't keep me down. Lost 2 fingers couldn't keep me down. What makes you think you're going to keep me down? Your last attempt didn't work.
Oh. That was just a warning shot. You'll find out why I'm the devious one. Why they call me the King Weasel? Because I weasel out of everything. I find a way to take what I want, get what I want, and I don't care who I step on to get what I want. You saw that with Kenny Collins. You saw that with other guys that I just walk right through.
Joe Payne?
I've used contracts when I need them.
See how he's made all these enemies?
He has made certainly a name for himself.
And I've
in
made
some
friends
way.
with
Acid.
some of his enemies.
Mm.
The last friend you had that you brung to the Cleveland Wrecking
Just
Crew to
saying.
face, what happened?
It is what it is.
Just
I'm
saying.
not here to make friends. I'm here to cash checks and break necks.
I'm here for a good time.
Good for you.
Sorry, Tom. I'll be happy now. I got that off my chest. I feel better.
Oh, wow.
Just
You know,
good.
I mean,
I'm
this
coming
is
for
just
you.
certainly, but Mr. Robert Scott, I got to come back to you because Hubie made a point and he talked about this during the commentary of I Am the Champion 19. You took sensitivity training. I thought you were going to come back here and be a little more humble and I understand you've went through a lot with the suspension, but this is a man that has went through a lot. This is a man, I mean, he literally showed us the damage. He talked about things that I would wish no man would go through, friend or foe, and yet you seem to want to take a piece of another man whose career is coming to an end. So are you trying to end the career of Quick Strike Johnny Velocity before it even ends?
Well, since you put it that way, yes.
No.
It's nothing personal.
Hey, he's not the first
It's just
one to try.
business.
He's not the first one to try. I got no ill will for that. I hold a grudge for this because that's low.
Very.
No, that
All the
wasn't
dirty
low.
practice you want in that
You
ring,
haven't seen low yet.
I welcome it. I've been in there with the worst of the worst. One of them's in the chat.
Oh, well, he does.
Just saying.
Just put it this way. Next time we get you, we finish the job.
You hope. You better hope.
Well, I would remind you one thing, Mr. Robert Scott. Now, Bernie Kosar certainly had his moments, but speaking of finishing the jobs, and I hate to bring up some old wounds out there and throw some salt in there, but Bernie Kosar didn't finish the job for those Browns all those years ago. Well, this ties into Mr. Robert Scott because he talks about trying to finish the job. Now, I wish he would have finished the job. Believe me, John Elway, I would wish he wouldn't have went to the Super Bowl as many times as he did. So let me make this clear. I would have been okay with the Browns going to a Super Bowl, at least winning, one or two of them. But he didn't finish that job, Mr. Robert Scott. And you're wearing a Bernie Kosar jersey. And based off what Quick Strike Johnny Velocity said, you may have that same luck as Bernie Kosar did in all those AFC championship games back in the late 80s.
Oh, well. Do what you got to do, Velocity. Just remember, I got to do what I got to do, too.
Well,
Well, you know what happens when you back a tiger in the corner? Somebody's getting mauled.
Oh, well. Just remember, sometimes when a tiger gets cornered, it isn't just one. There's more than just one.
but Johnny, you said you had friends, right? You said you had friends, and I'm looking at a guy right here in Judo Jones, who's obviously, it seems now, is drawn on the same battle lines as you are. So I would think right off the bat, that's one friend you've gotten, and certainly Killshot, a man you share many a common.
Yeah, I got my quick strike kick and Mr. Judo. I'm sure we can we could work together.
Well, let's put it this way, Johnny. We know tigers don't change their stripes, but we also know skid marks don't wash clean. And I've got plenty of garbage bags.
I would certainly, that wasn't on my bingo card, but I'll go with whatever you had to say. I'll go with whatever what that is. And I'm also, you don't weasel out of that loss, huh, boy? Bob Scott, boy, Killshot's got no love for you still. We know that history. And Omen's the boogeyman for a reason, because obviously it brought a tear to his eye. No, he's just kidding. He knows obviously the wars at Summer Bash and other places, DKW, IMF.
Him and Forsaken may have had some darker matches, but God, I've been in there with Omen too.
You know, I mean,
felt that wrath.
And Harley makes a point. Who will be the last one standing? I don't know. Now, before you guys go, now I will let you go because I want to talk to Hubie about something else because you guys have a big seminar coming up, and I want to promote a couple of other things on the card. And I'll let you guys go because I could obviously see it's getting tense here before March 1st, and I could see. I mean, we may need let's say, Tigers. And we may need other people to separate and other types of animals to separate what you guys may do to each other. I mean, please. I mean, we may need Jack Hanna out there once again. Who knows? Because what you guys are going to do, you guys are going to rip each other apart. Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris we might even need at this point, considering what you guys may all do to each other. But, since I did do something for Judo Jones and I realize that Judo got something, I do want to share my screen because this may allow me to still do things here on Sportzwire Radio. So let me do it now because maybe it'll even give some motivation, but let me share my screen once again because for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, congratulations, Cleveland Wrecking Crew, Sportzwire Radio Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, why not?
Yet. Not yet. That's not until tomorrow.
Awesome.
Can't celebrate that yet.
Well, listen, it's an hour and 45 minutes.
True.
It's an hour and 45
Hey, I'm
minutes.
being technical.
The only thing I'm celebrating early.
I actually figured I did that because I just gave it to Judo, so I thought, but hey, it still goes in effect in 95 minutes. I mean, whatever time it is left. I mean, but that was that's why he's quick strike Johnny Velocity. So, I mean, obviously, and Johnny, yes, what you men did for the underground wrestling.
That's the best way to put it.
And what you men did is certainly legendary. You fellas, I know, are very busy men, and Killshot's definitely unhappy about that. And listen, who could blame him? But before we move on, because I want to talk to Hubie for a couple more minutes about a couple of other things before we sign off here. Is there anything else you guys may want to say toward each other, or anything else before March 1st, where you guys, let's just say sting each other?
Them.
All I got to say is, see you soon. That's all I have to say.
That's it? That's it?
Yeah.
I'm not putting all my cards on the table just yet.
See, Tom,
I'm not.
March 1st, we'll see what I have to deal.
They got to deal with Judo. And who's your partner?
Brandon Steele.
Who was very impressive, by the way. He beat, listen, Ashton Day, he beat him. It was 1, 2, 3, and all of a sudden the match was restarted. And then Ashton Day gets a win, but he did the same thing.
Did Ashton Day really win?
And you had your own battles with him. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that is one for the record books to say with an asterisk if it was ever going to be one.
He's not here. Carlos, you, Bob, and DJ, your days are coming.
Ooh.
So is yours, Velocity. So is yours.
My day's done come and gone many times. So that day don't matter to me. Your day, your time for all three of you.
Just remember, there's a bullseye on anyone that's around you, and that includes you, Judo Jones.
Like I said, keep your eyes on the prize because for some reason, when people get in the ring, their conscience comes back at them.
I'm still kind of confused on who this Judo guy is.
Because you look one way, it's nighty-night.
The one that knocks you out, Carlos, is the one you don't see coming.
I don't even know who this Judo dude is. I don't even know what to say to him.
Well, it took us a little while there, but
please don't kick me in the face.
Well, and then that's the and that's the picture, and it's Bee Stings. It's 2 weeks from today. And at 3 o'clock, you can go to the EWA's Facebook and YouTube pages, hit the sub button for them. And also, Killshot says Brandon Steele. He's the future. I got to tell you, listen, extremely impressive. He's at his own battles with the Wrecking Crew. And I think that's a well said point. And we'll certainly see. But, fellas, I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy. And I can't wait to see you guys here again in a couple of weeks, talk about the fallout from it. And two guys might be quick striking their way to Funky Town, and two guys, well, let's just say, might be wrecking a career and maybe seriously, well, let's just say capping another.
Snap.
Fellas, I'll see you soon. Crackle and pop.
Thank you.
Oh, there it is. And we'll make sure we give you these copies when we're off the air. Thank you, guys. That is Mr. Robert Scott, who's back on Sportswire for the first time this year. That's Carlos Jackson. And that is Quick Strike Johnny Velasquez, the ROEW Prestige Champion. Shout out to ROEW. Please hit the sub button for ROEW. They're going to be back in
Happy
action.
birthday to Joe Stone. He's 18.
Happy birthday, Joe
18
Stone.
tomorrow.
Joe Stone, you are sooner rather than later going to go out and do even bigger and better things. You're always a part of history here. God bless you.
Never say never about Joe. I was talking to him, so just never say never.
Yes, much love, and we love. We love Omen. We love Killshot, and you could say going to be infamous. It's going to be an infamous future. And Judo, I'll make sure to send that over to you in a funky style and a funky email, and you can take that to Funky Town after we're off the air. Fellas, I'll see you soon.
Keep up that good work there, Hubie.
There you go. That is the ROEW Prestige Champion, Johnny Velasquez. That is Judo Jones, the funkiest fighter. That's Carlos Jackson. He doesn't have to say much. And that is the former two-time EWA heavyweight champion from my state, by the way. Hopefully you give us some more luck for Josh Allen. He may be doing well in the marriage department, but we need him to do better in the football department. Thank you, guys. We do. But Mr. Robert Scott's not a happy man. But nevertheless, we'll move on here. Hubie, I got a couple things I wanted to talk with you on, and certainly I'll make sure to share something from my screen. But I understand we have a big seminar coming up on April the 12th.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about that for a few minutes.
Yep, we signed our Ultra Star Ashton Day. He's going to be doing a seminar in Wickliffe, Ohio. We're teaming up with the LEWA, which is a local promotion. They're kind of our neighbors. Our neighbors to the west here. We're going to be doing a joint show that day at the American Legion in Wickliffe with a seminar from Ashton Day. $10 a head. And we are proud to announce that.
Well, you know what? That is very exciting. That's absolutely exciting, and you can see some of that there. And it's a seminar and show. $10 is the seminar, $15 is the show. And Ashton Day, I got to tell you, this is a guy we've seen, with AEW, held the NWA championship. He is one of the premier guys. The seminar takes place 1:30. Doors open 4 o'clock. Bell time 5 o'clock. The American Legion is 29919 Euclid Avenue. It's 29,919 Euclid Avenue in beautiful Wickliffe, Ohio. Is it Wickliffe or Wickliffe?
Wickliffe.
Wickliffe, Ohio. Beautiful Wickliffe, Ohio. And that's going to take place on April 12th. Listen, it's not that far away from here, Hubie. April 12th is right around the corner. It is also... Thank you, Omen. Have a great night. And Hubie, definitely talk business with him. Omen will be back on here with me. We have the IMF show coming up for the guys in the EWA. We have the King of Cedar Rapids, and we'll be here in about 11 days. So I look forward to that. Thank you, Omen. Be safe. Everybody enjoy. And I'm excited for this seminar. I'm so excited that I wish I could go out and watch it. But unfortunately, I won't be able to. But, nevertheless, please support the EWA there for it. And anything else you want to talk about before March 1st, before I share my screen? Anything else you want me to bring up?
I'm proud to announce that we're going to have Kenny Hendricks, a former WWF competitor, in our Battle Royal.
Whoa! Wait. Can you repeat that again?
Kenny Hendricks, former WWF. He's wrestled Yokozuna.
I've heard the name Kenny Hendricks. That was a guy you
among other WWF superstars.
And he was on Superstars all the time back in the heyday. Well, that's a man that...
He's wrestling on Monday Night Raw.
And you mean to say he's going to be here? He's living it and loving it in the EWA?
He's going to be part of our joint event on April 12th as well. He's throwing into the Battle Royal.
Wow.
We're doing a joint 2-federation Battle Royal that day.
Wow. That is
headlined by Kenny Hendricks.
Kenny Hendricks, a man that has wrestled Yokozuna, God rest his soul. And Yokozuna was the man that he put Hulk Hogan out of business for almost 9 years. In the WWF. That's the man, Yokozuna, that took the WWF Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania away from Bret the Hitman. This is the guy. Kenny Hendricks was in that ring with him.
Right. Making moves here at EWA.
Oh, listen, that's why we live it, love it here. That's why we live it, love it. And, March 1st is right around the corner. You're going to see some of your favorite stars. And I mean, some of those stars you saw tonight and just the Cleveland Wrecking Crew and just unbelievable with the back and forth. Johnny Velocity, Hubie, I got to say, I've never seen Johnny Velocity the way he was tonight on Sports. And I've seen him for a long time. Omen Black was here in the chat. I've seen those guys go back and forth. I've seen him go back and forth with some of the very best of this generation in the underground circuit, but I didn't see him in the way I saw him with Mr. Robert Scott and Carlos Jackson. That was something.
Johnny's on RVD cool,
Wow. I mean, that was just clearly, he was not living and loving what the Cleveland Wrecking Crew did to him, and you can't blame him. I know we're going to also see Kenny Ice Collins in action. Obviously, what he's been doing here. We'll obviously see more about the fallout from the likes of Elliott Lee, and, we've also got, I think, even a scramble match coming up here. That's going to be an exciting match.
We got the 10-minute scramble match. Rules are all competitors start off. Whoever has the last pin at the end is the winner, and if you get pinned, you're eliminated.
Ooh, I tell you what, who knows what happens there?
Ever since that cluster F of that last match of the tag, the 6-man, where I got a little confused on what team I was on.
yeah. Well,
figured, what? We'll just throw everybody in there and have them compete against each other.
You know what?
And the winner of that will get an eternal title shot.
Ooh, I'll tell you what. I think Patches is going to be watching that very closely then, obviously. I mean, he's going to be – and we saw what he did with Matthew Forsaken. I mean, boy, he's going to have his work cut out for him. I would imagine he'll be watching that very closely.
And I want to say, the first person to enter their name in to that scramble match is, right?
You tell us for we're live.
Yours truly. I will be in the scramble match.
Really?
March 3rd.
Wow. I mean, listen, we know a few weeks ago you were back out there in the ring, but apparently you lived it, loved it so much in your return to the ring that you're coming back out there again in 2 weeks.
Hey, I figured a eternal title shot. It's been a while since I had the eternal title.
Hey, why not? I mean, why not? And obviously, Harley, you may want to stay tuned here very, very shortly. But that's exciting, and I know we'll see the likes of Zook. I mean, Zook will be out there, especially after what happened with Judo Jones. I'm sure he's going to be looking for redemption, and I mean that's going to be another thing to keep an eye on. And I'm sure we'll see Bob Eagle Sr. and Jr. out there. I mean, there's some really, really big names, and the success of the show. We're so excited about the future of what's ahead here in the EWA. And before I do share my screen, you have to go hit the sub button for me when it comes to the EWA, because you got to live it, love it, because the EWA's got a lot of great things. Beast Thing is coming up 2 weeks from today. We've got the Ashton Day seminar. That's going to take place April 12th. We've got a lot of stuff here that's in action. I want to say hello to Skulls, who's doing some refereeing for a GCW show, I think, this past weekend. How you doing? Also, the Wrestling Warzone had their show. Darrow Johnson, our mutual friend, had a big show, and Vito Fratelli was in action for the Wrestling Warzone Championship. So great stuff there. Hit the sub button for the EWA. Hubie, I know you were half happy with me tonight because I gave Judo Jones a Hall of Fame certificate. I know you weren't as happy when I gave a Cleveland Wrecking Crew Hall of Fame certificate, but don't worry. Let your hearts not be troubled. I've got something else, because to share my screen, as I always do, because we are going to live it, love it, and we've got the date right because it's EWA.
There it is.
There you go. Right. So listen, 2 out of 3. That would be a passing score, from my understanding. So I passed today, but you were happy with 2 out of 3. I'll take it. And,
hey, it's almost tomorrow. In an hour and a half.
You know what, Bob Scott,
beautiful Greater Cleveland, Ohio. So
they'll have to wait an hour. What's the big deal? But
you can't give it all away in one day. You spread it around a little bit.
Listen, you know what? The Rolling Stones famously said, you can't always get what you want, but we can get what you want always here at the EWA. But, Hubie, I was going to ask you for some final words, but apparently I received word that there's somebody else here tonight that wants to talk to you. And I'm confused, because we saw the back and forth with Judo Jones, the Cleveland Wrecking Crew, and Johnny Velocity, but there's somebody here right now that has basically asked to come on to talk to you, and I don't even know why, because I don't know what business they would have with you, because I've never really heard them come up with you. So I must share my screen unless you say no. After all, ending the show that we've had.
Well, you already shoved Bob down my throat. I mean, how much worse could it be?
I mean, listen, I did give you Judo Jones and I gave you Johnny Velocity. Listen, man, I gave you 2 out of 4. You know, I love you. But before I do it, by the way, wherever you're out there, Revolution Pizza, the best wings, the best pizza. I know right now people are like, oh, no more football. But guess what? March Madness is right around the corner.
It's right there.
Spring training's right around the corner. Go out there and order from Revolution Pizza, the best pizza. It's better than New York pizza. It's better than Chicago pizza, Detroit style. It's better than all of them put together. Revolution Pizza is the best. They sponsor the EWA, so live it, love it, and please support Revolution Pizza. And yes, fingers crossed for Matt Tremont, and I hope he's doing well. But Hubie, I have to share my screen because if I don't, management's not going to let me come back and talk with you. So for whatever reason, and I don't know why, and I'm still dumbfounded as to why this is happening on your show. But for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, wait a minute, that's the USWA Universal and the WVWF Hybrid Champion, Daniel Tafuya. What brings him here?
I see you didn't say nothing about me. I hear a lot of, and the whispers tells me that you need a Samoan in your company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. So, how about I come there and make a debut? You tell me the day. Unfortunately, never mind. I think my mask, he tells me the day. It could be March 1st. It could be April 12th. Either way, welcome to the wastelands.
That's coming up. Hubie Jenkins. That's the Universal Hybrid Champion, Daniel Tafuya. We've seen what he's done with that mask. Phoebe Harper, Godric Sandwell, Dean Mosley's dealt with it. I mean, even his boss, small town, now big time, Harley Langley's dealt with it. But he's now basically asked you that he and his mask should show up to your company.
I would say, what better time than April 12th, during the biggest EWA show of all time, to have a Samoan stud like this?
Whoa!
He says, I'll let him take over because he wants to. Thank you. Ooh, that power is really strong. Are you sure you want that in your company?
I've dealt with worse, Bob. I've dealt with worse.
I don't think you know what worse is. You can ask Godric Sandwell. You can ask Tom. I'm his roommate, unfortunately.
I mean, we said, I mean, I put the list of names: Harley Langley, Dean Mosley, Phoebe Harper. Let's not even go there. I mean, you know, Ampo certainly. Dave Jamison, who, by the way, could have used Daniel Tafuya yesterday in Mon Valley, especially after what happened with him and with the hands of Peanut Butter and Jealous. I mean, this is a man. I mean, how about Il Drago even met this man. Il Drago even met him. I mean, this man, like I said, I don't even have to speak anymore. And you seem to say April 12th, he'll be there. Well, he left. He left. That's it. Whoa, whoa.
EWA. Welcome to the wastelands. And you'll never forget the name of King Ta Fu.
Oh, Hubie! You sure? You know what you're doing there? Because that was Daniel Tafua. He came and he left and he said he's coming April 12th.
Well, ready or not, EWA, we got a Samoan coming.
That's a game. You want to talk about game changers? I mean, that was definitely not on my bingo card. That was not on my bingo card. That Daniel Tafua, the USWA Universal and the WVWF Hybrid Champion, is showing up. And, well, it's after all just the next town over, literally, from the WVWF and certainly the USWA. And, boy, and that bell, he added, that reminded me, Hubie, when I was a kid growing up, my old address, 422 78th Street, in beautiful Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Anytime it got cold, anytime it got dark and rainy, there was a wind chime. It always used to ring. I still hear it to this day. And that's what Daniel Tafua brought to the table. He brought me back, but those days are gone for me. They're coming to you on April 12th, and I hope the EWA is ready. But I tell you one thing, that's why I'm going to live it and love it by supporting the EWA. And Hubie, what a heck of a month or two you got coming up. And
oh my goodness, it's going to be ridiculous.
Ridiculous, and Harley said it best. That
We didn't get to talk about all the events today. There's so much going on.
You know what? And listen, and that's why we're so excited. Who knows? Maybe Omen Black shows up. You never know. But that's a reason why you want to follow the EWA before we sign off and live it, love it. Hit the sub button for them. They have a YouTube channel, and I Am the Champion 19 closing in on close to 500 views already. The live stream is there. You can see some of the matches individually. And yep.
We just hit 40,000 views on the channel today, as a matter of fact.
Congratulations.
40,000.
I tell you what, 40,000 means 50,000 is right around the corner. And the best is yet to come. And I got to tell you, that's what it is. A rising tide always lifts all boats. A rising tide will always lift all boats. That has always been my motto. And I think that the EWA's got that to a T. Also, Patreon, EWA, Facebook, yes, absolutely. And the IMF's got 4 million? So 4 million, got a long way to 4 million, but they're doing great too. And all the companies that come on here are doing great. And that's what it's about. It's about success. It is about rooting for everybody. And I'm glad to root for all the companies, and yours especially. Hubie, congratulations on all the success. I look forward to seeing you here very soon. And I hope you know what you're getting into on April 12th. And I'm certainly looking forward to, in the meantime, to March 1st, especially after what we saw here tonight. And hello and to James Taylor. And you missed a lot, but I'm sure we'll recap it very soon. Hubie, congratulations. Thank you for all that you do for our great sport. And I'm looking forward to seeing you very soon back in the ring. And certainly Daniel Tafua back out there here on April the 12th. And boy, what a night. Congratulations, my friend. And we'll see you very soon.
And I just want to say, signing off, you never know. We got people coming into EWA. I'm trying to make some moves. I'm trying to find some spots for people in other federations as well, Tom. So I'll keep you posted on that.
You know what? We got a bunch of them here. I see James Taylor, Omen Black. Those are guys that, have most certainly done a lot for our sport. And maybe that they're next on the horizon. I don't know. But I'll give Harley a nice little plug before we sign off, because Daniel Tafua was here. And let me put the USWA YouTube channel up there. So hit the sub button for the USWA. You can see a bunch of their content and support their things. But I would most certainly say hit the sub button for the USWA. Daniel Tafua may hack into the stream. And congratulations to the guys, yes, from the IMF. There you go. Love seeing that. And he may very well be a fit. That's a great point. We'll be talking about that next Thursday with Omen. Omen's going to be here. Hopefully, he'll be doing more than commentary. I think he'll be doing some stuff in the ring very soon, whether it's the EWA or somewhere bigger. And by the way, congratulations to IMF. I want to give a nice little plug because one of their talents, Mason Gracewell, got invited to TNA. He got invited to TNA Wrestling. How cool is that, right? One of their guys who has been very impressive there just got invited to be a part of TNA Wrestling. Listen, that's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For all the wrestlers in that locker room. So that's a huge honor. Congratulations to the IMF. Congratulations to Mason Grayskull. And please support the IMF. You never know who you see. You guys have Kenny Hendricks. They have Mason Grayskull, and great stuff ahead. So give a big shout out to Mason Grayskull. Let's wish him well. Let's definitely keep him in our thoughts because we want to see him do some great things out there. So thank you to everybody.
Sure.
Yep, sure. Hit the sub button for the USWA, and Daniel Tafua, hit the sub button for the EWA. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all music and all wrestling matters. I'll be on here tomorrow night with the DBW champion, Brandon Castelli. We'll see if we get this right tomorrow. We've supposed to have done it a couple of times, but I think my teeth will be okay afterwards, so we'll have it. And also, another talent of ours, but JCW, listen. There you go. Listen, that's what it's about. More talents. I want to see all the talents thrive, and Mason Grayskull and another talent going to JCW would be great news. So keep up the great work. God bless IMF. God bless EWA and even the Cleveland Wrecking Crew and USWA. And thank you, everybody here for tuning in. More to tell very soon. Maybe next Thursday we'll know some about that then. But thank you, everybody. I'm sponsoring their next show, by the way, the King of Cedar Rapids. So join me then. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for your support of my platform. Like, share, and subscribe to all the companies that are here. Check out my interview with Carmine Appice, the greatest living drummer alive. It's featured on blabbermouth.net. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all music and all